and Odie. Gonna take over like Zach and Cody. Black and Snurdy is the best podcast. Gonna boom like Wile E. Coyote. Gonna make magic, they move like they hairy. Ain't talking about mental health, no, it's not scary. You know that she coming up with the astrology. Mo got a comic and that's the best policy. Maurice the goat, talking about animation cause you know. Odie, she moving wavy like the boat. Watching some movies and she taking notes. Yeah, kick back, listen. Black and Snurdy have risen. Upload on a mission. 5 stars, never dissing. Black and Snurdy, ooh. Black and Snurdy, yeah. Black and Snurdy.
Welcome to another episode of the Black and Snurdy podcast, the only podcast where two sexy black snurds, get together and shoot the shit. I, of course, am Mo, aka Kid Licorish.
And I'm Odie.
Here with episode 120 of the Black and Snurdy podcast. How are you feeling?
Alexa, stop.
I don't even know what that was, but
I mean, it's Alexa. She does what she wants when she wants to do it. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling, first of all, feeling super chocolatey.
yes, you do look darker.
Feeling very mahogany, very Lupita, very Dora Milaje. I'm also feeling tired because we've been traveling a lot.
Yes, we have.
And also I have like sea legs or whatever it's called when you get off a ship after a while. Because I still, all day, I've been like, are we moving? Like, I had a bridal shower today and it was on the water. And I was like,
It was on the water, so like what? Y'all were on a boat?
no, we were on the restaurant. We was in Freeport and we were at a restaurant that's on the water.
Oh,
and
okay.
at one point I was like, are we like moving? I know we're by the dock, but like, are we just kind of, is the water shaking us a little bit? And everyone was like, Odie, the boat, you're not on a boat. We're not moving. You just have cruise legs.
Yeah.
So
You got vertigo. It's Vertigo O.
Vertigo.
Vertigo Odie.
Oh, that's a good name for the podcast.
Maybe. Yes. I'll write that down.
VertigOde.
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 There we go. That's much better. We got there.
We did that.
We nailed it.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I gotta be honest with you. I hate that I have to work tomorrow.
Yeah, but at least you took off today
Yes.
so that you could acclimate yourself back, because there would be no way. We got in yesterday. Our flight got in at what was it, 10:30, 11 o'clock.
And we didn't get home until midnight.
So that would have just been.
That would have been a terrible turnaround time.
Yeah.
Like, and I felt initially bad because I had decided to take off the Thursday before the trip instead of that Sunday. I initially felt bad because one of my coworkers just is, I guess, covering for me by coming in. But then I looked on my work phone and I saw all the stuff that was going on. I was like, well then, glad that I missed it.
We all work,
But not happy that I have to
go back to
deal
tomorrow.
with it tomorrow.
Like, we all work. Well, some people. But when you're working with the team,
you work in your own way.
I work in my own way.
Yes, Odie works in mysterious ways.
When you're working with a team of people, in any capacity, you are going to sometimes have to take up their slack if they're doing something like, we should all be able to go on vacation, take some time off, rejuvenate, recuperate, and get back into the game. And that's okay. Like, we have to take our time. Like, one of my best friends, she was saying today, she had like 400 hours of vacation because she just doesn't take the days. And we're just like, you have to do that. You need to be able to like, for your mental health, your physical health, all of that, you just have to be able to take your time. And it's okay. And like, no one should make you feel bad about like using your days off and relaxing, especially when you need it.
For the first, I think, because I was there for 7 years at Mack Weldon, the place that I used to work. Fuck Mack Weldon. It's fuck Mack Weldon all day, every day. But unless they want to sponsor us, in which case, give us free merch and we'll change our tune. But the first maybe 3 or 4 years I didn't take vacation, and I didn't take advantage because they had unlimited vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I really, now looking back, I should have.
Oh, I take my days because this is the thing.
Yes, I know you do, because you're very much like a jet setter. You really decide, like, I'm gonna go to and also you have family that's like all over the world, family and friends, like, motherfuckers in Bangkok, like
I don't know anyone in Bangkok.
Well, I could probably throw a dart at a globe and you'll probably tell me, oh yeah, I have a friend named Thomas who lives there.
It's possible.
Yeah.
But I think that, like, one, the amount of even if you have a salary job or a non-salary job, it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. The amount of money that you get paid for the week or the month or whatever, you're probably working way more than that. Mm-hmm. You're doing so much work. You're creating so much revenue for this company that you're never going to see.
Yes.
Take your fucking days.
Take your days.
I remember, like, when I first started working in, like, real corporate America, and I would be so stressed out about taking days, having to, like, come into work later because I had to do something, run an errand, like, even if it was, like, go pick up a sibling or something because my parents couldn't. And I would be so stressed out about it. And one of my old mentors was like, if you died today, they would have somebody in your seat by tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, nobody cares about you.
Yeah.
If it's your company, you have a small team, okay, maybe. But most times, you're working for a company where there's at minimum 50 people. I bet you they don't care about you. They say you're a family. That already is a big red flag. Yeah. And then you get there, you could be literally dying at your desk, and they're going to still be asking you where the brief's at. Like,
yeah,
take your fucking days.
Yeah, Michael Jackson said it best. All I want to say is that they don't really care about us.
Because when they want to chop people off and lay people off,
they'll find a way.
They'll
find reasons.
They're not going to say, "Oh, sorry, why don't you take 2-3 weeks off and then come back to work and then we'll lay you off." No, you're done whenever you're done, and that's it.
At most, maybe they'll push you towards an FMLA. Is that the correct?
You mean like short-term disability?
No, not the short-term disability. It's the. Is it the short-term disability where you leave work but you secure your job but they won't pay you?
It's.
I forget what the acronym stands for.
I think it's the Family Medical Leave Act.
Oh, okay, that's what it is. Family Medical Leave Act.
And I know people who've done it, and I think it's great. Do it, because at the end of the day, it's not your business. You're not doing anything really besides, like, doing the grunt work that keeps the business going. Go and enjoy yourself.
Do what you gotta do. Free yourself. But today is gonna be a little bit different than what we usually do. Normally we have a few hot topics or pop topics actually. But instead we're gonna spend this entire time reviewing the cruise that we just came back on, because we did just come back from a 7-day cruise. It was Carnival, that's the company. Mardi Gras was the boat. And we're just gonna talk about our experience, especially Odie, because this was her first cruise.
Folks, where's the lie?
Yeah, it was my first cruise. Overall, I would say I enjoyed it. You've been on several cruises.
Yes, I have.
And I'm curious. I would like you to give a 1 out of 10 score for the food and the drinks combined.
Yes.
And then a 1 out of 10 score for the overall cruise.
The food and the drinks combined are a 7.5.
Okay.
Mainly because the food was a hit more times than it was a miss.
Okay.
I know that you're very particular about your food and your dietary intake.
Yeah.
I just shovel garbage into my mouth when I'm back here on land. So when I'm out at fancy restaurants or fancy locations, I will have an appreciation for something different. Even though I pretty much get the same thing like over and over again. I had so much steak.
Yes.
I had so much steak and I had so much strawberry ice cream. And the food and drink itself was good. I acclimated to it eventually. Yeah. But by day 4 and 5, it kind of just tasted bland to me. Like the first day, I think like was very like I was surprised by how seasoned everything was and how like delicious it was from right off the gate, the buffet.
Yeah.
But by I think by day 2, we decided that we were not going to be doing buffets anymore.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I knew that the buffet was not going to be something that I was going to be interested in because I'm not a buffet kind of gal unless it's like a Golden Corral or what's it when we used to have Old Country Buffet. What's up?
Nothing. I was just trying to see if I could figure out the boat that I had been taking previously.
Oh,
Yeah.
was it Celebration?
It might have been Spirit. Not the airline.
Yes, I
but
would hope
Spirit the boat. But at my overall experience, I would give a 7.5. Look. I understand that these cruises, they're a family affair.
Yes.
So there are families of all walks of life, of different creeds and races and everything like that. But at the end of the day, I do not want to spend no hide nor hair near no goddamn kids when I am on my vacation. Hence why I was in the Serenity section for the majority of my time there, which was a 21 and over location. And even then,
there was sometimes
there'd be some people who didn't act right.
Yeah.
You know, felt like emotionally children as opposed to physical children. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I did get to meet, I'll say talk to. I got to talk to a lot of new and different and interesting people with different stories and stuff. I didn't, the reason why I say I talked to instead of meet, like, it's not like we exchanged numbers or, was just like, hey, this is what I am on Facebook. This is my Instagram. I didn't even do as much shilling for the podcast as I honestly kind of wish I had done. I'm kind of surprised that we didn't talk about the podcast. Not once since we were on that boat. My mom brought it up once, and we were with my family.
We talked to people when we were on the excursion. I was wearing my shirt. You were wearing your shirt. I feel like we were.
Oh yeah, one guy like reacted to the cutest Licorish shirt, like, "Hey, that's so hilarious!" And I'm just like, "But do you know that that's my last name? Like, do you know me? Like, how do you know what this shirt signifies?"
Maybe you just thought you were sweet black candy.
The cutest Licorish, maybe. That reaction that he had to the shirt puzzled me.
Well, I would say
I'm just looking at what you're looking at. You're doing a lot of research on Carnival cruises, and I'm just trying to figure out what the information you're.
Well, I would say for me, overall, I will give it a.
I'm not paying those prices for the suite.
I would give it a 7.5.
Sure.
8.
For the drinking food.
Oh, drinking food, I'm gonna give it a 7.5. A strong 7.5. I will say this: one, we had an all inclusive.
Yes.
And I do think there was something about.
Well, it was mostly all inclusive. They upcharged us a bunch of fucking times. Yes. We got so many fucking times. But, can I tell this real quick?
Okay.
Like, as soon as we get on the boat, there are people just walking around with like these
airplane
look. It's the tail fin of the boat, but it's an obnoxious, cumbersome looking cup with a straw coming out of it, and they're saying, "Hey, your first drink's on us." For those who have the Cheers package, and the Cheers package is like free drinks for the first 15 drinks, and then after that they cut you off.
So it's all-inclusive drinking.
It's all-inclusive drinking. What we later find out by going to our balance that they make perfectly available at the fucking room is that the drinks are free. The cups are $15.
Yeah.
You have to pay $15 for the ugliest souvenir cups I've ever. They are uglier than those stupid Mickey Mouse hats at Disney World. I have always hated those goddamn hats at Disney World. Yeah, I hate the fucking ears. It's between the ears and the Goofy hat, like with his snout as the fucking brim of the hat. I hate those fucking hats. I hate those fucking ears. And I hate this fucking cup that we even tried to make it
cup,
worth the while of having to buy it by telling them to fill that cup up, but it felt like they were shortchanging us with the amount of liquor that they were actually putting in there.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even holding the amount of liquor that we would like. So, and now these cups are sitting in the sink. There's nowhere to put the. I honestly want to put them in the garbage. But I don't want to throw away $15. But I kind of want to throw away $15 because these cups are the fucking ugliest goddamn souvenirs I've ever had in my life. Hence why I only buy shot glasses. Shot glasses are the best souvenirs to purchase for people like me who like to drink. These stupid I'm going to go get them.
You're going to go get them?
I'm going to go get one. I'm going to go get
All right.
one and show you. You talk. While
Okay.
I go, because I'm pissed off now. I'm annoyed with these goddamn cups.
All right, so I'm going to tell you the reason why I give it a 7.5. That one, with the drink package, you get 15 drinks, and then after that, you can't, or alcohol, you can't have any more alcoholic drinks. You could get drinks from 6 a.m. till 6 a.m. That's for the day duration of your package for that day. However, the bars close at 2 a.m. You have to wait 5 minutes between each drink. So even if you wanted to get like a beer and a shot, you cannot do that. You gotta wait the 5 minutes unless you're gonna order the beer and then wait and then go order the shot because who wants to do that? And also the drinks were definitely watered down. Like unless you were getting a shot, even then I feel like the shots weren't as powerful as you should have as a shot. And then the drinks, of course, are very, very sweet. So at a certain point, I stopped getting any of the getting any cocktails made or getting any margarita frozen drinks, because I was just like, it's not really it's making me really full, and they're super sweet. So I was actually I was trying to get more just martinis or making my own drinks. I created one. Well, I didn't create. It's a drink that I know that I've had before, but a Saint Germain, Tito's, and Sprite is a very delicious, refreshing beverage. Also, this is not even just about the alcohol. One thing I did not like is the juice. Unless you were getting a fresh pressed juice, it was all this concentrate juice. It was super sweet. It was super syrupy tasting.
Yeah, and they charged you for the pressed juice.
Yeah, they charge you for the fresh juice. And also, if you wanted a coconut water, which I love to drink coconut water, and especially on vacation, because usually it's just all-inclusive, and I'm getting them all over the place. But you couldn't order a coconut water and a beer or champagne at the same time because they considered those specialty drinks. So this is the cup that
for those of y'all who are listening to the podcast, I'm sorry you're not able to see how stupid this fucking stupid cup is, but look at this for those who are watching. This is how the cup looks. Oh, you take it off and look, they put the liquid inside of it and there's a little straw handle to it. I don't know what that voice is.
I don't know what it is.
But it's a stupid voice for a stupid cup and a stupid souvenir. You know what? Sam is gonna get this as a gift.
we did already get him something.
Too bad. Him and his wife will have another gift, which is this I want this out of my house. I want this out of my house as soon as possible. The minute that I see Sam, I'm like, hey, we got you this. It's a cruise cup, and I'm gonna sell it like it's the best thing in the world.
Ever?
Yeah, and I hope he doesn't watch this.
Well,
he doesn't. He's not going to. He's never going to listen to this.
That's not true. He tells us he listens to the podcast.
Does he?
Yeah.
When was the last? All right, I'm not getting into
He's
this.
talked to us about
We
it.
don't have time for this.
Anyway,
but
so the drinks. I'm talking about my experience now.
Sure. Yes.
The drinks, like I said, were syrupy. Didn't really love that.
Yes, they were.
Now the food, I would say equate the food to resort food, which is generally kind of mid.
Yeah.
I'm not a buffet person when I go to resorts or things because usually it's just a lot of people milling about, breathing all over the food, and also it usually is not that great.
Yeah.
So if I don't have to eat at a buffet, I won't.
You have to admit that at the restaurants, they were at least seasoning the food.
Yeah, I mean, I will say at the restaurants, between the restaurants and the buffet, they did have, sometimes they were doing the same food.
Yes.
And then just either it was like, just that if you're not at the buffet, they're dishing it out for you. It's probably going to be hotter and fresher. Are you okay?
I'm listening to you, but I'm also still thinking about this stupid cup and how we got several times with the shot glasses.
But
I'll tell you about that later.
I think that the food was just kind of, the buffet food was definitely okay. I didn't want to eat there more than the twice that I did when we first got on the ship.
Sure.
And then for breakfast, but the breakfast was not that great, so I wasn't going to continue doing that.
Yeah.
And then the restaurants. So wait, I had a list of all of the restaurants. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. So the restaurants they had the buffet, of course. They had something called shebang, which is a Chinese-Mexican fusion. They had a Rudy Sea Grill, which is seafood. They had a thing called Street Eats, which was, those other two you had to pay for if you went, either you paid for one, it was free the first round for shebang, and then you paid for us, it was $8 for every other time. The Sea Grill, it was like $49 a person or $55 a person. Street Eats was free. Except for time fries, because they had Steam Dream, which was like bao buns and pot stickers. They had Mad Sizzle, which was like kebabs and things. And they had Time Fries, and Time Fries did fries, but they also did wings. The wings you had to pay for. They had Emerald's Bistro, $13.96 was like Emerald Lagasse's restaurant, and that one was additional money. We ate there. Like you could get like charbroiled oysters and like a seafood boil, stuff like that. Now, they had Big Chicken, which is Shaq's restaurant. Everybody was, like, fiending over this. We have some pictures of it. I didn't think it was that great.
Shaq is in Shaquille O'Neal.
Yes. Bonsai Tapenaki was a Japanese restaurant. You had to pay for that one. Bonsai Sushi also had to pay for that one. Guy's Pig and Anchor Smokehouse, one of the best places that we ate.
I think it was absolutely the best place that we ate.
He was taking me to Flavortown, and I have been to Guy Fieri's restaurant in Times Square because I love diners, drive-ins, and dives. And I was very disappointed because he was not taking me to Flavortown. But Guy's Pig and Anchor Smokehouse, you did a good job.
I wanted to press harder against that one dude who he had just proposed to his fiance, the guy in the hot tub, who said that he hated Emerald Lagasse. He hated Guy Fieri.
Oh, yeah.
Like, okay, let me just say this. There was a time when, like, Guy Fieri was, like, hated by basically everybody. In the culture, we just all agreed for some reason to hate this guy. But after a while, like, I think I started realizing that, like, what's really wrong with this dude?
I think people
like,
just hated him because they thought he was corny, but I always loved him.
I don't like the guy, but I don't hate him either. Like, he's not really that eccentric except for his hair. He just seems to be like a corny dude who loves food, and I'm not gonna hate a guy just for liking food. You know what I mean? Like, that just seems like a really shallow reason to hate somebody. But this guy in the hot tub really hated him, and I asked him, like, what, like, why do you hate him? Like, what did he ever do to
their
you?
own, opinions. So they had Seafood Shack, that was extra. They had like lobster, BLTs, buffalo shrimp. You get seafood boils there.
Yeah,
I never ate there, even though I wanted to eat it.
Yeah,
the Fahrenheit 555 Steakhouse did not eat there, but got a drink there. That was good. Cucina del Capitano, Italian restaurant. I thought that was one of the best restaurants we
Yeah.
went to.
My second favorite.
And so then there was like the Emerald's Palms restaurant, which was like main dining, which is like, it wasn't the buffet, but you could go there anytime
Yeah.
to eat. It was sit down. They had like the elegant fancy night. It was very cute.
Yeah, Palm was top 3 is 3.
Yeah. Their service left something to be desired, but
Yeah.
the food was pretty, for the most part, pretty good.
Sometimes the service was definitely hit or miss. Like some days it was like, oh, we have the most attentive person in the world.
Yeah.
Other days it was like the main server would just fuck off, and we would never see him ever again.
Yeah.
And then we would just get like the sidekick servers, and even they were, stretched seemingly thin.
Yeah.
Because they didn't anticipate all of the amount of thousands of guests that they would get at a fucking restaurant. Like, it's a restaurant on a boat. You know that people are going to want to eat there. You would think that, like, you'd have better decorum.
Well, they were not being very demure or very mindful. Now,
What does demure mean? I feel like that's been coming up a lot in, like, the zeitgeist. What does demure mean?
So demure is like being like quiet, peaceful. Out the dictionary definition
Reserved.
is reserved, modest, and shy.
All right. And we actually have some photos that we took at the cruise or throughout the cruise. I'm not going to lie. I didn't take any of these photos. I'm not a photo person. I'm not the person who will, as much as my family will always tell me and my friends will be like, take photos, do all the photo stuff. I don't. As a matter of fact, we didn't have any service while we were on the cruise, except for that stupid Carnival app that barely worked. So we're gonna go through some photos. Take a look. This was us on the plane going to Florida, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Because we had to go to Port Canaveral, where they shoot the rockets off. We had to go there, in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
Then we went to the pier. This is us throughout the. I feel like you can just click.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep
go
clicking.
one by one.
Okay, yeah, this was us. Yeah, this was us in line, I think, for the actual cruise. Odie looking very nice. This was at the hotel, I believe. Oh, the Punchliner. Do you remember the names of the comedians?
So that's what. We had on the last night, or the last comedian we saw
Was Skip Davis.
Skip Davis. Very funny.
Shout out to Skip Davis.
Shout out to him. And we have a picture of him in there.
Oh, these are the stupid cups. These awful fucking cups that I hate.
We were smiling because we didn't know we were being charged $15 for them.
Exactly. Maybe this will just be called the Awful Cups episode. And this was us at the Punchliner, I think.
That's out. Yes, we were there. We were just waiting for the show to start.
Yes. We took some shots. Haha, there was 3 because I think that was you, me, and Camille, our family friend who wants to be a part of the family. That is debatable. We will debate that. So
this was the first breakfast we had at the Palm, like the everyday restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. And so I got a skillet pancake. It took forever to come out.
Yes.
The skillet pancake also was not that great.
Yeah. When did you have the chili dog?
This was when we went.
This was late night.
Guys Pig and Anchor had late night foods, and we were starving because it's like, this is the thing about the cruise. You have unlimited food, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's not, to me, the food is not available to you as often as it should be.
Right. You would think that, I mean, to be fair, at Hito, the food wasn't available 24 hours a day.
No, it wasn't
either.
24 hours, but I feel like with on the resort, it's like, once you can't get food at some certain hours, the only thing you get was like pizza until 4 a.m.
Now,
these were super cute.
Every single day, the stewardess, or not stewardess, stewards would come into our room, clean up the room, and leave a towel animal. And Odie took pictures of it every single day. This is us on the. For those who are listening, I'm sorry. This is just gonna be a episode where you should have been watching the YouTube channel or the Instagram. Anyhow,
Or the Facebook.
We're on multiple channels except for X because now X is charging.
I think this was on the Serenity deck.
Yeah, it does look like it's the Serenity
The Serenity
deck.
deck was only for adults. But when I tell you, I think there's a picture of the pool there.
Mm-hmm.
It was so freaking tiny.
Yeah, the pool was tiny.
Oh, that's the bar menu from Fahrenheit 555 steakhouse.
Yeah. What's the story behind these kilted people?
This was the elegant night for
Yes.
dinner. And so his family, they all decided we're gonna all wear black, so we all looked super cute. But there's all these.
I don't think we decided that. I think that just is what happened.
Oh, I thought that was
No, nobody talked. I don't think anybody talked about it. I think everybody just decided that they were gonna wear black, and I. That's the only upside to the fact that my suit is still at the cleaners.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
So because it was elegant night, you saw all these families dressed up, and they looked so cute. And then we were getting drinks at that Fahrenheit steakhouse, and I turned around and I saw this cute old couple in this Scottish attire. And I was like, you know what? I love that. I love seeing people wear their traditional attire. This is a shot we had. I had a delicious drink there. Mm-hmm. Now, this was at the elegant night. I had this Caesar salad. I want to say I didn't really love these Caesar salads that I was getting on the boat. I didn't really like the salads I was getting.
Yeah, salads that I've had at Just Salad are a lot better than just these.
Then it was like a tuna carpaccio, which was not good. Mm-hmm. There was escargots; those were good. I liked
the escargot was really good.
Yeah, and that's something I feel like is harder to get through. That was it was like a potato chowder, or was it clam chowder?
No, I think that was the clam chowder.
But it was good. It did have it was a gritty taste. I couldn't tell you if they were definitely using fresh potatoes.
Alexa, turn off AC.
Oh.
Yeah, if you were hearing that noise in the background, my
Sorry.
apologies. We had the AC on for a period of time. What is this? Yeah,
it was nothing.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
and that's the
again.
escargot.
This might have been the steak and prime rib duo.
Yes.
That was delicious.
Oh, you know what I wanted to try? Did we try the filet mignon?
Yeah, we did at one point for one of the
I thought it
brunches.
was one of those things that you had to pay extra for.
No, I think we did get it. It was the steak and lobster you'd pay extra for.
Oh, okay, yeah. The surf
the
and turf.
desserts. I got this Grand Marnier souffle and then this chocolate molten melting cake.
A real top down view. Yeah. See all of the cleave.
It's a photo series I've been doing.
Yes, cleaving food.
This terrible. It was a chicken fettuccine, Alfredo. Terrible.
I tried that fettuccine. It's not that bad. It's
The
fine.
noodles were overcooked. Mm-hmm. The chicken was okay. There was barely any sauce. HU.
You know.
That was the all white party.
Oh yeah, that was the all white party. If I had known that there was going to be an all white party, and I think I did actually,
You did.
because I bought some
in
jeans that didn't come in time, and now they're just being kept at a store somewhere. I'll have to do that in the morning. The shrimp cocktail.
They were all right. I don't know. They tasted like they were frozen shrimp. Oh,
who is this?
So, the best part about being on a ship is that you randomly are going to meet people. So, this was one of the guys I told you who was on the divorce
tour.
Celebration with his two besties.
Going each and every place.
And I think his name was Mike. Because we were calling him Magic Mike, because that was how we were going to remember. His name was Ray, and they all had there was a third one, and his name was Jason, but he had they all were wearing the same shirts.
I really hope that none of these photos are explicit. I do.
Oh, none of these are explicit.
Okay, because this is definitely a photo of you in a bathroom.
I was
thinking that you're cute.
Not thinking, knowing.
Okay.
Next one. Oh, this was the pizza. This was the late night pizza place. And you can get pizza up until 4 a.m. and it was delicious. I had the pizza.
Was it
several
good?
times.
I never
was
stood.
definitely,
There was a
like-
line always for the late night
It was
pizza.
definitely like very thin. You could tell they were kneading that dough out for people to get like all of it. But I tried that one and I tried the white pizza, and it was good.
Okay.
Oh, we went to, so this was when we went to Cozumel, and we had an excursion.
I'm not gonna try to pronounce that.
We had an excursion. It was like in the area where the Mayans, like they had Mayan temples, the ocean.
Chicanab?
I couldn't even tell you.
Shank.
And I don't think you should even try it because I don't think we're gonna.
That's
get
a
it.
B at the very end, right?
I can't tell. It's too small of a photo. But go back to it because I was just telling them about the excursion. We did swimming with dolphins.
Yes,
And
we
did
swam with
snorkeling. It
dolphins.
was very fun.
Got to touch those fucking dolphins. The feel of a dolphin. It's weird. It's like soft
silky.
leather.
Yeah, it's silky, like soft leather, but also it's wet, but it's not slimy that you would think it would be because it's in the water.
Yeah.
It was just like, I feel like I love animals, right?
Yes.
All the time. But
And there were no dolphin mishaps.
Not.
Even though I've been on record by saying I know that these dolphins are mammals and that they like to attack
Multiple
in
people
specific ways,
Did
but
mention that.
but none of that happened. None of that happened.
I did like the one we went to because it felt like it was more of like a dolphin reserve. Mm-hmm. Because when we went to Costa Maya, we went off the ship. We didn't do any excursions, but we did see they had like a dolphin, similar thing where you could pet the dolphin.
A dolphin encounter.
Yeah, but it definitely was not nearly as open of a space like the what we did. It was like the ocean was right there. All there was a gate.
One dolphin encounter looked like the dolphins were having fun, and the other one just kind of looked sad.
Yeah, it just reminded me of Blackfish. The thing about animals. Oh, this was one of the other. Oh, that's our friend Camille that came on the cruise, and this was a random. Remember that I told you that random young guy that was sitting with us?
Oh, yeah.
He was online with this random white woman who came down. They asked to sit with us to eat the pizza.
Oh.
And she was the one talking about how she and her friends were in the adult pool. It was a white woman. And like she was like, oh, it was like we were at a barbecue because obviously Carnival has a lot of black people.
Yes.
And so she got upset when Mike and Ray came there with their friend because they're like, why are these white people here? And then she was calling them Nazis. It was very weird. Puerto Maya, that's when we were in Cozumel. That's the little port. That was the Serenity Pool when we were all the definitely Carnival cruisers.
I didn't get the fucking game that they were playing. Like,
It was like,
because
barbecue.
at one point I thought I understood the game. It was like, oh, you're going to the cookout? What are you bringing? And it's supposed to be matching your name. I'm Maurice. I'm bringing mac and cheese.
Yeah.
I'm Maurice. I'm bringing music. Or something. And at one point I got mac and cheese and he's like, yeah, you're coming to the cookout. And then they were like, oh, you're Odie. You're coming with octopus. Sorry, you're not invited to the cookout.
No, that was fine. It was that I wanted tuna. At first, I said pasta salad before I realized, oh, this was when we were coming out the port. They had these little eat me cakes, and it was hilarious.
Yes. And of course, beverages.
No, don't just keep going through them. Just go through them one at a time. That was in Honduras. We went to Roatán, which is lovely, beautiful.
This was the private beach. This was the private beach, yeah.
One thing I love about Honduras, and one reason I've been wanting to go there for a while, is they have a very significant Afro community there. And the area where we were, the Garifuna, who are the descendants of the enslaved people who were in Honduras, have like such a beautiful, interesting culture that's still there. And I really want to see them, because I feel like it was dope. Oh, this was terrible.
Yeah, these were the terrible calamaris.
Oh, God. It tasted like rubber bands.
Rubber band, man.
And I was so mad. Like, I feel like I needed to have more seafood on this cruise. Like, so much of it was just meat. Like, where is the fresh fish?
The fresh fish is market price. So,
oh, this was a farro salad. It wasn't terrible, but like, you know, this was some soup. Oh, corn poblano soup. That actually was a delicious soup. I liked that. And this was like I think this was like a beef carpaccio, but that one was actually good.
yeah, I think I had some of it. Like it was good. It was good. This is us at the casino. Of course, doing my usual face.
We're both doing our usual things, you know.
At that point,
the
there was only one time I think where I felt truly drunk, and I think it might have been that night because, yeah, they put my shot glass in a flute as opposed
I had my
to
Hennessy shot in that lovely container. Oh, this was at the Italian restaurant.
Was that the lasagna?
Day. Oh, that's the lasagna, though. That was at the main restaurant because Camille got that. I liked it. I thought it was pretty good.
I thought it was cool. Another shot of the. Oh, we didn't. Did you take all of the photos of the various bed things? Because I feel like this was later.
This was at the last day.
This was the last day.
I think when it uploaded, it jumped.
I think when they have two people in a room with a king size bed, quote unquote king size bed, it's actually just two
twins
pushed together,
which is really more like a full or a queen, isn't it?
Yeah, it's more like a queen. That definitely wasn't quote unquote king sized. But yeah, this is later on in the day. This is
putt-putt.
Yeah, this. Oh boy.
To control a video device.
Alexa, stop. Oh, that was a little thank you note on the. Oh, I didn't know I put that one in there.
Yeah, this is the one that I took. I cropped it out because it was like the jet ski bike on the boat. Yeah. Remember?
Oh yeah.
And I cropped it out to make it seem like you were actually jet skiing, but you weren't.
All right.
Even though you were in this provocative swimwear. Someone's mother made a comment about it.
I mean,
and this is you coming out the pool. This is what
at the Italian restaurant on the last day.
Okay,
that was the known as meatballs.
Okay, what is this? This is this was the what is this? Fiat? What is?
Maybe a Fiat.
I don't know. Like it's some sort of car.
They had to jazz it up.
Yeah, we're here again.
That was on the last elegant dinner.
Oh man, that was a very nice night. We celebrated my sister's retirement and my mother's birthday.
Shout out to you.
Shout out to y'all. Moving into the next chapters of your life. That was when my sister cried when she found out that my nephew is my beneficiary in case anything happens to me.
I mean, I think knowing that your family has your child's back it's overwhelming. You know it, and then when you really know it, you know,
it would be like because it doesn't make sense for me not to have a beneficiary. Mm-hmm. So it just only makes sense that it's my nephew.
Kate is getting like my beneficiaries are my siblings and Kata. This is my Nana. Mm-hmm. Because I always take her with me when I go on trips because she wasn't able to like see the world. Mm-hmm. And the sun was setting, and I was like, "Oh, this is just such a lovely photo."
More food. This is
actually good. The caprese.
The caprese salad. Yeah, I didn't realize that the caprese salad was just lumps of tomato and.
Remember, I made that when you got.
I know you did. That's what I was. I didn't know that's what that was. I thought. You didn't tell me that you were making a caprese salad. You just said like, "Hey, I'm making this dish," and I just rolled with it. The lamb chops.
The lamb chops were pretty good.
The lamb chops were really good. We didn't pay for them either time, but we had them.
Yeah, they were good. That was the carbonara.
Yeah, the carbonara and oh my god, this was delicious.
This was the farfalle or whatever pistachio.
Yes, this was the Pharrell.
That was the best one. That and the other carbonara. That was with the spaghetti noodles. Ugh. That's a carbonara. Oh, it was so good. And I love when a cream sauce is good and not like oily.
Yes, absolutely.
The prime rib.
Was the prime rib.
That was also really good.
And they
You
knew
want to
how
know
to
the
season
thing that
thing.
annoyed me the most about the cruise is that,
What?
excuse me, when we had food that was really good like this, it was hard for me to really enjoy it because the foods that I felt like, I don't know what they're putting in the food, but it was making me feel so bloated. And that it was like, for me, like, I eat until I'm full. Like, once I feel full, like, I don't want to eat more. It doesn't feel good. I don't want my stomach to feel like hurting from feeling bloated or whatever. So I didn't like that. And I feel like that's one reason why on like resorts, I usually, if you're on a resort, you can go out and eat and like, or find the very specific things. But like on a cruise, you can't really do that. And so that's why I give the food a little bit of a lower ranking because of that. Oh, that was a grilled shrimp.
Oh, okay, yeah, that was a good trip. Of course, this is us, me Rocket.
That's on the
This was
last day.
this was the last day. Oh, yeah, and this is us back at the airport wearing our masks. We were masked up, gassed up, hanging out at Orlando's airport for several hours.
They have
They have an Outback Steakhouse.
well, no, I'm saying the hotel.
Okay,
Like a Regency or whatever.
If
right
I
there.
had known that, maybe I would have booked that hotel as opposed to, because then it would have made more sense to just whatever. It's fine.
Okay, we went to the Outback. They did not have the bread, but they did have the fries. They did have the
My
sirloin.
burger looks so sad.
It did look
next
sad,
to your
but it tasted
steak.
really good.
It was a really
juicy.
good. I ate a whole thing eventually.
Yeah.
Because I was full. And yeah, this is us. There's also a few more miscellaneous.
We have to edit a good portion of this out, so I think we can go through the rest of the pictures.
Okay, this is us at
That's at
Punchlines.
the
That's
first-
Camille.
The first comedy show we went to. These iguanas. Maurice hates iguanas.
They're fucking dinosaurs. Why the fuck are we thinking that
It's cool.
dinosaurs are
That's
cool?
cool.
There's nothing cool about a fucking lizard
I love
or
them.
an iguana or a snake.
I want to play with them all.
Ugh, gross. Yeah, this is me at Costa Maya.
Doing his model pose.
Jojo pose. And these are these
little
are the capuchins.
They have a little reserve at the island we went to, so they had a bunch of animals, which was great. And I really wanted to touch one, but somebody was being a party pooper and would not and kept scaring the iguanas away every time I was going to touch them, and didn't want to go see the puma or jaguar that was there.
And of course, we're finishing this off with
the
delicious lobster tail.
Now, the lobster tail, the last night, or the elegant or whatever night, they had lobster tail for dinner. It was delicious. The dessert was delicious. I had a creme brulee and the molten.
Did I get 2 lobster tails?
Yeah, I think we both
Okay,
did.
cool.
you
I
could
should have got a third.
The thing
I would
was,
have paid for a third.
They said for all of the. Now, this is the thing that was the only thing that was different for me is when you go on a resort, when you get that fancy dinner night, you can order as many entrees as you want.
Yeah.
They only let you could order as many appetizers, but you only got 2 entrees for free. And then after that, you would have to pay like $3 to $5 for any extras. So that was kind of like, damn, that's annoying.
Yeah, it was.
But I would say a cruise, I think it's fun. I think that especially when you have good excursions, I definitely would like to try some other like cruises, like outside
I want to
of
go on an
Carnival.
adult cruise. No offense to the families,
Yeah.
but I do want to, and not necessarily an adult cruise,
No,
but
but
I
just
want to go on
adults
an
only.
adults only.
We're thinking about planning a adult trip on Virgin Voyages for our friends
For
so we can do
2026 or 7?
26.
26.
We want to do an adult only one, and like that gives us enough time. And that's what I was looking up the other day. Like, I'm on the website even now. Now I will say that the prices, they do look like Like they're more, right? But one, you have good amount of time on the ship.
Jesus Christ.
That's like a long one though. But also when I was looking up, it was saying like what's included. So you get Wi-Fi $0, $0 gratuities, all soft drinks and water, the food, group fitness, entertainment. You only have to pay for extra things if it was like extra, but like compared to ours where you have to pay for like the extra stuff, I feel like you're getting so much more. Like even the Wi-Fi alone.
Oh, I was looking at the other two things that you were, and I thought they were tiers.
No,
I thought
they're saying like this is the difference between us and other cruise lines. Like for them, the food is $0 for the average 68 night Caribbean voyage. And
I thought that the alcohol would be included though. It just says soft drinks and water.
Yeah, but I mean,
maybe they have drink packages.
But like they have drink packages. But even though the soft drinks and water are $0, whereas on the contemporary cruises, it's $280 on average. So like, and you have to pay the gratuities, and you have to pay for the Wi-Fi, and you have to pay for, other things. So I think that you're getting a better deal, and I have gotten great reviews from people who have done them, and they go to a lot of great places. Like, the thing is, I love that, to me, Carnival, I love that it's extremely diverse, people-wise. You could meet so many different people. I met a fucking coal miner from Kentucky, which actually, they make a lot of money, which they should.
Turns out they make a shit ton of money.
Because he was 20.
And they deserve to.
Because he's 25 and had already broken his back, broken his ankle, broken all these body parts. His grandpa or his papa was paralyzed from working in the mines. Only gets a really measly stipend once a year. So it's like you get to meet and talk to people from literally all over.
Right.
But I do think that I'm curious what other cruise lines are like, because people stereotype Carnival as like the black cruise compared to the other ones, because one, it skews not young as in like people's in their 20s, but definitely like Norwegian is like older white people.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Whereas Carnival, it's families. You have people of all ages, but you also, to me, you have people from literally everywhere. Which we went to one little.
Although I feel like it's both everywhere, but it feels like it's mostly the Midwest and the South.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because like that seems to be.
But in New York, I think the thing to what I realized,
there were some people from New Jersey.
I think that like, people who go on these cruises, and this is not in any way like a negative thing, but these are people who may not have ever been exposed to like traveling.
Sure.
And so for them, they need a little help to like get into that and like go off and do an excursion somewhere. Like for me, I am not a resort person, because I want to be able to go out. Like, I want to be where the people are. I want to eat what they're eating, because I already know the food that you're eating.
Yeah, you're a Little Mermaid.
Exactly. I want to see their faces. I want to see them dancing. All that. Like, I want to be with the people, because I already know what they're getting is going to be better than what I'm getting if I stay on a cruise.
Right.
Or if I stay on a resort.
Right.
This money that I'm spending, I'm going to get a better bang for my buck doing this, but I'm also not afraid of other places, because people will be like, people were talking about like, oh, I'm nervous about going into Mexico, or I'm nervous about going to these places, and that's because their mindset is very Americanized and based on whatever propaganda you get, which is literally, that happens for every culture.
I can't tell you how many people like told me not to drink the water in Mexico.
That is a true thing. the only reason is it's not even about being in another country. Even when people like when we got to Howard, I had me and so many of my friends would just talk about how the water feels different, which it is. It's like harder than like from other places. So you have to think about when you're going to other countries, it doesn't matter where it is, how westernized, developed, whatever bullshit you want to call it, it is. The water can make you sick because you're not growing up eating those like microbes and all that. And we know that Americans, we go to Mexico and we get, what do they used to call? I don't know if this is problematic, but when we were little, they used to call it Montezuma's Revenge, that
is problematic, and I have heard that term.
It's hilarious. And I remember when my sister and I went to Nigeria for the first time, and we were getting some stomach issues from the water. We were like, "It's Chief Okechukwu's."
Wow.
Because to me, honestly, I feel like you're getting revenge on the colonizers in the pettiest way possible by fucking their stomachs up. So I don't see anything wrong with it. And also, another thing that I hate about resorts and things is that they take the culture of that place and they always bastardize it and make it like the watered down
like
bullshit of what you're gonna read in a fucking history book. That's historically inaccurate.
Like when we went to the dolphin exhibit and they had potato salad.
Or when we got off, was it in Honduras or Cozumel when they had the like people in the indigenous outfits and they were taking pictures.
Was Cozumel, I think.
And so at first it was like, okay, cool, like they're taking pictures with the traditional wear, love that. But when they're taking the pictures,
sacrifice, and I'm like, oh.
And I'm just like, oh my God. Like, that is it's definitely a thing that we were taught heavy, regardless of where you went to school. I feel like in the States, you're always learning about the human sacrifices of these indigenous tribes. Meanwhile, look at how we got America. But like that is such a scare tactic to other this community, a historically inaccurate, and also just ignorant portrayal. And the fact that when you go to these places that are connected to the resorts or to the cruises or whatever, because they need these tourist dollars, they have to do whatever bullshit propaganda. And that's the part that it does not rub me the right way. Like, I feel icky and cringy knowing that, like, I'm aiding and abetting the bullshit and the colonizers' behavior.
What can I say except it's fucked up that they propagated that shit.
But I will say I do think
I can't necessarily call it racist because it's their culture.
No, but it's not.
But it is flaunting the negative aspects of that culture, right? Like it's propagandizing that shit.
I still call it racist because it's like if you are taking
it's blackface, but
it's
for
cultural blackface
for
variety.
Yeah.
Speaking of blackface, oh shit, I sent you a clip of this movie and I wanted to talk about it so freaking bad.
When was it? When did you send me that clip?
I sent it to you today.
Did you airdrop it?
Airdropped it. There were it was on TCM, Turner Classic Movies, and of course on the cruise ship, they have the TCM and a few other channels, right? So one day I'm watching this movie.
Oh, I wouldn't have been able to upload it anyway because it's an MOV form. It has to be an MP4 form.
Oh, okay. And they're like trying to make it in Paris or whatever. It's like, okay, cute, singing, doing all the stuff usual. And at one point in the movie, there's a scene that they're filming in like this movie or a play where literally the white characters are painted dark brown.
Oh no!
In African garb.
Oh,
doing
no.
the like.
Oh, no.
And you were
no,
sleeping,
no,
and I was like,
no,
"Oh my
no,
god,
no,
I
no,
wish
no,
I could."
no, no,
I'm gonna wake you up because it was like 3 a.m. in the morning. But I was like, I have to.
That's terrible.
I'm gonna show it to you. We're gonna figure out a way.
We can watch
convert
it after this. Show it to me after this. Show it to me.
We're gonna put this on here, so please don't forget because you need to watch it. Because outside of that, the movie, like I love old movies. You know, I feel like the cinema, the acting, the fashion, love it. But then you watch it and you remember, like, oh yeah, this is why shit is so fucked up, and why. And you start to think about. I feel like with cruises, you're on there and you're realizing. You're meeting all these people and you're really getting to see perspectives of their life and how they differ from yours in a new way. Like when that coal miner, when I told him black people had to wear sunscreen and like was talking about
and he was like,
change,
I didn't know about that.
He was like, I never would have thought about that ever in my life. And just like the way that like you can really talk to people and they're so relaxed. I like those are the parts that I'm like, okay, I like about it. I like that. But I think for me, definitely it's more about spending time off the boat than spending time on the boat.
Right. Okay. That makes sense.
So it's a nice
overall
little teaser. It's an appetizer sampler of vacationing.
So overall, how would you say your first cruise went? Like, not rating it, just saying how
I thought it went well. Like, I loved the excursions we got to do. I loved getting to meet all the different people. I loved seeing the various shenanigans. I think all of my predictions came through. I saw at least 2 fights. Mm-hmm. Not physical, but verbal.
Yes.
There was one I was with you, and we heard it, we couldn't find it.
We heard it, we couldn't find it, yeah.
And then just finding out all the various shenanigans. It's just like ear hustling and just, you know, enjoying the time. Is that recording or no?
Oh, no, we only do that on here. Now.
Okay.
Yeah. So that we can get the drops and stuff.
Got it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that it was good. Like, I definitely would go on one again.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's very interesting to me, like, from, you know how I always say, like, I like to do things as a, like, cultural anthropological
Yes, you've
project.
said that so often that it might as well be your catchphrase.
But I think that being able to, like, be somewhere and, like, see a different way of life than what I'm used to, like, out of my comfort zone, and just, like, getting to recognize, like, it's just so interesting to me. Like, I need to know more. I need to see more because folks are really, you know, they're loving it.
Yeah.
So
They're loving it.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, looking forward to the next time. If that's everything that you wanted to talk about for the cruise, then that's everything. I think we should go in for the close. Thank y'all for watching the podcast and listening to us talk about our cruise. We are chocolatey. That's the takeaway. And like, rate, and subscribe. And comment. We want to hear from y'all about, like, if y'all like this, if y'all don't like it, if y'all have suggestions, if we can improve in any way. Hit us up. Let us know in the comments or in the reviews. With that being said, I am Mo, aka Kid Licorish.
And I'm Odie.
And we'll see y'all next time for more of this. Take it easy, keep it sleazy. Bye. Thanks for listening to the show. If you'd like to contact the podcast, you can reach us via email at blackandsnerdypodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok at Black and Snurdy Podcast, as well as on Twitter at Black and Snurdy. You can find me, Maurice, on all social media under the handle Licorish is Legit. That's LICORISH is legit.
And you can find me on Instagram. It's ThatsOD, THATSOD.E. And on Twitter, THATSOD_E. And don't forget to like, rate, and subscribe to us. Tune in next time to the Black and Sturdy Podcast, where nerds of a feather flock together.
Remember? Boy.
Not yet.
No, this is keeping it. We're keeping this in. Don't forget to take your meds and your subs and drink water. Bye.
Bye.
I actually want to keep that.